Okay, I'm just going to go through an example whereby I'm going to find a centre of mass displacement. So the centre of mass displacement is basically something that you'd use when theorising problems. When you've got sort of two objects, you're finding the point where the centre of mass would work by. So it's sort of like the point where you would theorise that the mass is working through due to the fact that there is more than one object. So in this example here, I've got a plank which is 3 metres long and has a mass of 3 newtons. And on the plank, we have a small object which is 1 metre away from the centre of the plank, and this weighs 5 newtons. So just for this example, I've put the plank on some springs, but it doesn't really matter really. So to find this centre of mass displacement, you just use a really simple equation, which is that the sort of like combined mass total, times the centre of mass displacement equals our first mass times its displacement plus our second mass times its displacement as well. And just for just generally, this can be, if there were more objects, you could be continued on. So if instead of my example I decided to include a third object, I would just put mass m3 x3. So this is basically a case of plugging in the numbers. So our total mass is going to be the mass of our plank combined with the mass of the box. So that is going to be 8 times our centre of mass displacement, and this is going to equal 5 times, which is our object 1, so has a mass of 5 newtons, and we're going to take the centre of the plank to be the origin, which is basically going to simplify the question. So object sort of 1 is 1 metre from the origin, so we have 5 times 1. And then we have our mass 2, which is 3. And that is going to be times 0, as the mass of the plank is acting at the origin. So here you can see that this term cancels. So I'm solving for xcm, which is going to equal 5 times 1, which is 5 over 8, which is, when you pop that into your calculator, 0.625 metres. And that's, so the centre of mass is going to be acting 0.625 metres, if you see on here, from the origin. So probably around this kind of point. And that's our centre of mass displacement found.